John is now recently departed Leeds United manager who left the club Monday night. Neil Warnock joins us. Neil, warm welcome. Good morning, Neil.
Yeah, good morning, lads.
Disappointed, Neil, to be honest. I've been away and I read it in the newspaper. I was disappointed. How difficult was it, Neil, to say, OK, that's it?
Well, we've been talking for a few weeks. I made up my mind a while ago that if we weren't going to get promotion, that I didn't think it right me doing another year. You know what I'm like with my family, Alan, and they're down in Cornwall. So I told them earlier, which gives them enough opportunity. And to be fair, we've been so close on so number of games. The players have done the best, but we've just made individual errors and lost 3 leads in extra time and things like that. It's been disappointing, but I think we've always known we've needed a couple of good players. If we'd got David Ginola and Alan Brazil, I think as a fit pair, I think we'd have been in the top 2 now easily.
Thank very much.
Neil, I did read after the Ipswich game, you felt you should have battered them, you'd have put a sent off. I didn't see the game, but I read about it and I thought, well, and it was just frustration, Neil, that because this league is wide open, isn't it? This championship.
Well, that's what makes it worse. That's why I'm so frustrated, because even with the squad we've got, we should be well into the top 6. We should be sort of 3rd or 4th. If you just look at the points over the last 2 months that we've thrown away, and we do need 2 or 3 good players. I think the new owners come in, and it took a lot longer than we thought. I spoke to him really in July.
Yeah.
And it didn't materialise until December, towards the end of December, which was a long, long time, really. And because they wanted to come in and have a look around at the club and not be hasty, it means really that I think that they know they've got to invest in 2 or 3 good players.
Will they be good for the club, Neil? Do you think in the long run these are good owners?
I think that their heart's in the right place. They've got a lot of criticism, of past. They don't know a lot about football, which a lot of owners don't, but I think they will invest in 2 or 3 good players in the summer and give the new manager a great opportunity. That's what we're lacking, because I never expected I'd have to let go of Snodgrass. He was in my plans. He was my main man I was building a team round, and I think if we'd have had Snodgrass, we'd have definitely been in the top 6 just with him alone. So it was difficult to lose Snodgrass early doors, and then the takeover drag out, and it's a massive club. I mean, the fans, you know what the fans are like. They're fantastic. Home and away, so full out. They really get on behind the team. But it also puts a little bit more pressure on certain times, and just last few games, if we've gone a goal down, I've got some stick, because there's nobody really around above the surface other than me. And I just thought, we're only 6 games to go. It might just help the situation as well, really, when they came and saw me on Monday night. So it was, it wasn't nothing that was a shock to anybody. I don't think. I think it's just a shame, because with a little bit, and you need that little bit of luck, Alan, don't you? Not just that, we're winning 1-0 the other night, which would have took us 5 points behind, and Piercy has a foul against him before the penalty, and the linesman's 10 yards away, and you know what I'm like. I won't miss people like that, I must admit. But you just bang your head really at times.
Neil, so what next for Neil Warnock? Can you see yourself back in management?
No, I don't think so. I think now, I've got a young family, David, and I want to watch Williams 11. He's in an under-12 academy team down at Plymouth Argyle. And I do enjoy watching him and Amy playing netball. And I want to relax a bit. But I do feel now, especially with the tenure of managers being so short now, I think there's a massive gap between the board of directors or the owners of a club and the manager himself. And I don't think there's enough expertise in between those 2 roles. And I do think even if it's only a couple of days a week, I can help somebody within probably 2.5, 3 hours of my journey down in Cornwall, around the Midlands, London area. I think there's somebody that would be crying out for that sort of role, because it is a massive gap, Alan, and the manager needs help so many times, and sometimes he hasn't got anybody to fall, and I felt a little bit like that up here.
Just one last one, Neil. Di Canio in at Sunderland, was that a surprise for you, Martin and Neil? Because I think Martin was frustrated as well. Di Canio goes in there and there's all sorts of problems already. Can he rescue the Sunderland? Because I can't see it with games to come.
Well, I think that the owner there has decided to I don't think he's bothered about the next 2.5 years, if I'm honest. I think he's just thought, right, look, Martin's a bit subdued, and I think you looked at body language, and it is like that when you're a manager. When you can't see a win coming, and you're in that flight, and you feel the worst, and you're dropping down, it's difficult. And I look around, and I thought I wasn't surprised when Martin left, if I'm honest. But then, what do you do? Do you put somebody steady and this, that, or do you shake it up? And do you do something that nobody else thinks? And it might just come off. He's got so much enthusiasm, he's a nutter at times, a bit like me. And but it shakes it up, and the players have been used to a steady method, and certain people on training ground changing all that, bringing his own men straight in. You just don't know, Alan. Yeah. I think the two options that Ellis had got, the owner, I think this one is the better chance of succeeding than just bringing a steady manager in and asking him to do something and trying more to... I just think they can't go wrong, mate. I think, they've got some good players.
Who should get the Leeds job, Neil, in your opinion? Mark Hughes in the paper today, who should get it? Should it be a young, up-and-coming manager, or should it be an experienced manager?
I don't think it's a club for a young manager. I don't. There's so much going off behind the scenes. It's ridiculous, really. And I think it needs somebody that's seen it all and done it all. I mean, I personally hope Mark Hughes follows me again, and destroys another team of mine. I think it's, I laugh when I see some of these names. A, we can't afford them, the compensation or things like that, and B, do you think Mark Hughes or anybody else like that would want Leeds United at the moment when everything's up in the air? I think it's a hard one, but there's a lot of applicants. I think there's some good ones, and as I said to them, in the next 6 weeks, I think there'll be 3 or 4 more, and they can take the time and get the right one. And they put the youth coach Neil Redford in charge. He was in charge before I came, so it's. I think they've done the right thing, and I think the fans will get behind them for the 6 games. And
big club as well. Neil, listen, there's always a chair next to me, mate. When you fancy a bit of radio again, you're very welcome.
Don't forget, I know
I'm missing your sandwiches.
Maybe my book as well coming out June. It'll be a good read. It'll be a good read, Alan, and I'm looking forward to coming back on the show.
Well, come on and talk about that then. That's what we'll do. Nice one, Neil. Thank you. Neil Warnock on TalkSport, 8:30.